To start, I need to explain and to tell you where I come from. Because what Tom said earlier is exactly what was my feeling, because I'm here now for more than 20 years. When I arrived in '96, I was attracted to move my business in UK, and the British embassy, I remember really well, they came with me in Eurostar, and they told me, you will see how great is UK in EU, and everything you did in Paris, you will be able to do it from UK, and you will be in EU. And as Alexandre said, the environment is great for businessmen. When I announced in '96 that I was leaving France to the UK, some French people told me, you deserve 12 bullets. I said, why do you want to spend 12 bullets when one is enough? And I organized at that time, because it was the beginning of the tunnel and the Eurostar, and organized a big conference to help French businesses who wanted to do the same as me. And we had a full Eurostar of businessmen coming to Ashford. And my father was beside me. And we saw all these French people coming. And he told me, you are my son, you are Moses. Your people go through the sea, and they don't have the feet wet. And for historians, this time was the third wave after the French Huguenots and the French Revolution, remember. And these French people are here now for more than 20 years and made their best, were successful here, as I was. I raised my daughter here. She was in British schools. And we had a great life. We have a great life. We are happy. Until one day, the Brexit came. And remember, this atmosphere, the country was divided, but Europeans didn't feel welcome anymore at that time. And I will never forget what happened to Joe Cox. I don't want to see this anymore. So since that time, I try to do my best to get everyone together, even here. But we all have this question now. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay first? I would like to tell you that since the referendum, I think that you may like it or not, but your Prime Minister, Theresa May, did her best to make it better for us. So we don't feel that the same, we have not anymore the same feeling as we had, that we feel that we have to leave as quick as possible. We don't feel this after 18 months. So should I stay? Is now possible. And I think it must be a good point for you as a nation. Should I go? I will not come back on what Alexandre said. It's true that since Mr. Macron was elected last year, everything changed in France. Not only the image, but the atmosphere. We think now it's possible to make the reforms. And I'm in the opposition, but in the same time, as Mr. Macron says, I'm also in majority because I support their reforms and what they try to do. But now, if I have to go, I have to look at EU. And as Alexandre said, for example, when you see people from finance, they look at Frankfurt, they look at Paris, they look at Dublin, sometimes Amsterdam. I said to your ambassador, the British ambassador, 2018 will be a difficult year for you because every month you will hear that some large companies will move out of UK, and you saw that with Unilever, who announced they will leave to Netherlands, or Euroclear, they will leave to Brussels. As my business is now publishing, so it's very attractive to go to Spain, for example, if you are a publisher. But some people, we see them, they leave to Malta, Portugal. But back to France. I will do a report on 5th of April. It's a work of 3 months' work, where I will describe what we have to do in France to have exactly what you have here in UK, to make it exactly the same in France for businessmen. I want to create a paradise for entrepreneurs in France, but I'm not in the majority, so you will have fun with it, with this report. But I think this is what I have to do. And what I would say, if I have to leave, if I had to go, I would still stay in EU, because EU is the most powerful place to make business, I think, in the world today. So, should I stay? Should I go? But I'm a centrist. If someone has a way to allow me to stay and to go in the same time, en même temps, as Mr. Macron says, I would say I would look at it. And this is happening. If you go on, it comes from Estonia. And Estonia tell you how to stay in and manage an EU company from the UK. Whether you are a startup, established business, or freelancer, Estonian e-residency can help you do business in the EU while living in the UK. So why not? It's another way. Just to let you know, my business, because it's a so great place, you know, to do business. I raised 10 million euros with during internet bubble. I sold everything. I said to my wife, now it's time for me to retire and to spend my time to write. And she told me, I was working with you. Oh, I don't want to spend my time by reading you. So we have to find something else. And we just realized that we went in a bookstore, and I said, oh, there is only comic books, Tintin or Asterix in English. We could do French comic books into English. I said, great. I said, okay, but it will never happen anymore. No one will ask me if he can go on vacation and when. So I will do a new kind of business. It will be a no paper, no people business. And this is what we have. My business, I work only with freelance. I have someone, he's working for me, he's British living in Poland. I have one from Slovakia, one from UK, one from France, one in US. They are everywhere. So, you know, time has changed. It's not like in the past. We can move easily. So now I feel British, and I will tell you, if you ask me, should I go or should I stay? I will answer, wait and see.
Can I just add something very briefly? Is that okay? Because I think something you said sort of tricked my mind. I think if you think of the measure of success of the reform program that we have in France, it's essentially the answer to that question. Because there's one sort of threat, and there's one thing which concerns a lot of French citizens and a lot of European citizens here, is they might be forced to make a move, coerced into make a move. And this is by no means something that anybody, I think, on the continent wants. The measure of our success of our reform is for people like Olivier, but in the other direction, to one day be making the trip the other way, which is based on choice, whether they're French living in the UK or whether they're English living in the UK, to go and settle in France out of choice because they think they will have a better life there. They will have an easier relationship with the administration. They will have a better chance of integrating in university. They will have a better chance of settling up a family. And that's really the measure of success. The day everybody looks to France and says, you know, this is the country I want to go and open a businesses. This is a country I want to raise my family in. That's the day when our reforms would have really succeeded. And that's the measure which have really succeeded. And so the answer to that question, should I stay or should I go, is that no answer should be forced upon an individual. That answer should be purely voluntary and based on a life choice.